society teaches you like you have to listen to this bullshit, and you only can get confidence if you feel all the time secure, or you need this external validation. You need to be first rich, you need to be a superstar, or anything of this bullshit. But in reality, it's the opposite. Okay, in this video I'll show you how you can get confidence from within. Okay, and it's not that difficult how you think. They are not 15 steps. In reality, you don't need these 20 tips. Okay, it's all bullshit. They are just core elements. And if you understand these core elements and you just practice them, then it works. Let's start with the first step, self-awareness. But self-awareness not in a way where you meditate or anything of that, more like knowing oneself. What is the most obvious part of confidence? Okay, so to know oneself, just practice to expand clarity basically about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you want from life? Okay, what do you like? What do you don't like? And know this is the most simple step. And I recommend you really to write it down. What is your vision? How do you want to live life if you will be not afraid? Because if you now think how you would live life, if you are afraid, this is not confidence, but you are trying to hide yourself. It's actually a subconscious mechanism from society, right? That you make yourself more little than you are. Don't do this. Just become aware of that. Become aware of this pattern. And I will tell you the next steps and how you can deal with that. Now we come to the steps that are probably a little bit more difficult, but with these steps, you will get the full confidence from within. Okay, so the second step is actually about accepting oneself, right? After you now know your weaknesses and your strengths, for example, you want to accept yourself. Now, what most people do, they look at their weaknesses, for example, and now they think, okay, I'm gonna do something about it. I must change that, right? I'm gonna do something that doesn't exist. But this bullshit doesn't work out. So instead, you want to learn to accept yourself. Acceptance doesn't mean you say just in your mind, like, yeah, sure, I accept that. No, this is not acceptance. Acceptance means you let go of the emotional resistance towards yourself. Okay? So how does that work? In Buddhism, they teach about this Vipassana meditation, where you focus on your breath. Now, this is a bit a different meditation, where you just meditate on this emotional resistance. For example, you can go over your strengths. Now you look if you have emotional reactions or resistance towards that. And the more aware you are, the more you practice meditation, the easier you get aware of that. At the start, it can be difficult to notice that. Okay, so you notice that and you meditate on this emotion. You meditate on this emotional feeling within you and just observe everything. You ignore the mind and you stay calm and aware and just experience this emotion. And this is how you proceed that. Okay, this is also how you will start over time to get confidence from within. If you, for example, if you feel insecure in a social situation, anything like that, you can use the same thing, because these feelings, they don't really come because the people are there. Okay, it's more about you have somewhere these fears that pop up in your subconscious, and these people, they are just like triggers that activate it, but it's actually inside of you. So everything comes within you, right? From you. The same with confidence. It doesn't come because you are a multimillionaire. Okay, you have it as an external state, an internal state. It comes from within you. Okay, now the third step, this works way easier after self-acceptance, after you practice self-acceptance. Okay, most people overjump the self-acceptance part and then they do the third step and wonder why it doesn't work. The third step is you simply just express yourself, right? You accepted yourself? No, or you just accepted yourself more than before. That's okay. It's a process. And no, you express yourself. You express yourself in social environments, for example, right? You express yourself who you are. And what I recommend you that you can do this, you need boldness. So get also aware of your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want to get more confident than before, right? What is your deepest motivation? What is your deepest desire? What do you secretly seek? Be honest about it, write it down. You will have more motivation and drive. And drive is what drives you towards going out of your comfort zone, right? Why do you want what you want? What is certain aspects of pain that you don't want to experience anymore? And what is really pleasurable that you want to experience in life? Write it down. And to get confidence, of course. What do you want to experience? Why do you want to experience this pleasure of having confidence, right? So you express yourself in this last step. This is the most crucial step. Okay? So this step is just about trusting your gut and trusting life. Now, how does that work exactly? Most people don't understand what that really means. So, whenever you trust life and trust yourself, that means you don't listen to your mind, because very often what your mind says, especially if you go out of your comfort zone and start your life really, your mind just repeat patterns from the past. So you don't want to listen to your mind. You ignore the mind and you listen to the heart. So you start to listen to the heart and just follow it blindly, right? This is also where I need this courage, right? Confidence is not about feeling certain all the time. It's more about how good you can deal with uncertainty and with the unknown. The most confident people can deal with uncertainty and the unknown. Okay? So confidence is like a side effect of accepting yourself, right? And trusting the unknown, right? Okay, so you listen to your heart and you notice that you trust life when you have this feeling of trust, even if you go out of your comfort zone. And if not, it's okay. Because then what you do is you always release this emotion. Where is fear, there cannot be trust. So if you have doubts or fear or anything like that, that's okay. You just release this emotion, you feel it fully, and then trust will appear towards life. And you get more and more trust, right? So you have trust within yourself and where you want to go, even if it's uncertain, even if you don't know exactly, even if you don't know exactly, let's say, even if you don't know exactly your strengths, you trust absolutely that this will appear. And this is actually what creates all of that, creates confidence. This is the most crucial part, the last part. You trust and you just boldly go the way. And you trust that life is for you. And like I said, the only thing that stops you from that are these emotional reactions, that you have this resistance towards life. You just release that and bam, you have the confidence. You will just go where you want to go. Okay? So if you want to connect with people who are ambitious entrepreneurs and want to learn more about social mastery, join my Facebook group down below. And yeah, see ya.